The cable was caught under the wall. What's going on today, guys? My name is Brian Bauer, and today I'm bringing you a video of 4 things that I wish I knew as a guitar player when I was first starting out. I've been playing for quite some time. While I'm no expert, I feel like I really should do this video anyway because, hey, it might help you guys. I didn't have YouTube back then, so you guys are living in the golden age. First up, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed and you like the content, go down there, click the subscribe button, and you can click the notification bell for any time that I post a video. You'll see it. It'll come up on your phone, and then you can watch it in class whenever this thing's over, and you just don't want to listen to your teacher, you know? And you'd rather listen to some Canadian guy like me babble on about guitars and heavy metal and rock and roll and all that kind of fun stuff. Starting out playing guitar, I didn't really have a teacher. A guy taught me how to play a few chords, and I kind of just found some tabs from the internet when I could get to the internet, because I didn't have the internet starting out, and I had a few magazines and such, and well, I really could have probably benefited from, you know, having a teacher and whatnot, but hey, I didn't, and the people that helped me out, thank you very much. It was really cool. And anyway, the things that I didn't know that I did wrong, and just a few things to keep in mind. Some of these things I got lucky with, and others, well, it just took a little more time to iron out. There's always something to iron out. I mean, you're always going to be learning, so we're going to keep that in mind. So, number 1, it was how to hold a pick. When I first started off, I was holding a pick like this. Basically, let's see if we can put this up in the camera. There. I was holding it with a thumb and 2 fingers, and my hand was like way off the board. And well, that wasn't very good. So one of the things you need to keep in mind when you're trying to learn guitar and play things is that you need to play cleanly, and we don't want to have all these notes just going ringing while we're doing things. It just sounds bad. And when I was doing this, I couldn't really do pick hand muting so well. And one of the things I started to do was hold my pick a little bit different, where I took my thumb and this part of my finger and held the pick there like that, closer to the edge of this one. This is a fairly big pick, so I say a fairly big pick for me. I'm used to using jazz picks a lot, but since I've been working with these Hawk ones, a little bit different. Anyway, this is like just think of it as a regular pick, and basically at that point when I was holding the pick like this, is that I could keep my hand much closer to the fretboard. When I had my hand closer to the fretboard, it meant it cleaned my playing up a whole lot. As you can tell, like, but if I'm doing this, if I'm holding it the other way, it's a bit more of a struggle to keep those strings muted. So anyway, that's what I do. However, this isn't the be-all, end-all way of holding a pick. In fact, there's a really awesome video by another guy on YouTube here. He's known as Dreadful Goose, or Hector Guzman. He's a BC rich guy. He plays death metal, and he holds a pick a little bit different. So I'm putting his link down in the bio because I think he does an amazing job explaining pick holding techniques for beginners and advanced players all in one video. And I highly recommend checking out his channel. He actually does a really good job at explaining this one better than me. So I think that for a more in-depth video and better description, check him out. And as for picks themselves, if you're just starting out, go to the store and buy a selection of picks. If you're trying to play like this, like the rock and roll style like I'm doing, get something that's not flimsy. Some people like a little bit of give, so get some different thicknesses of picks and give them a shot and see what you like. Your taste will probably change over time, but I guarantee you that you're going to find something that holding the pick correctly, playing cleanly, it's a little awkward at first, but it matters. All right, so up next is posture. Keep in mind when we're playing guitar that it comes with a cost, okay? These are small muscles, and we don't really want to be damaging these, pulling them, especially like all upper forearms and all this kind of stuff. I'm not a biologist or a doctor. Just leave me be. Let me drink some coffee. So the biggest thing, we need to play comfortably so that we can play for a lot longer and not hurt ourselves. So one is going to be warming up. We can discuss that in another video. But there's going to be warming up, but holding your neck the right way. So as you can see, I kind of keep my hand fairly straight. Now, I never really thought about it a whole lot. I kind of just play which was much more comfortable for me. I kind of grab the neck kind of more like this a lot of times. So my thumb is a bit at an angle, but this whole part of my arm is actually pretty much straight most of the time. Even when I'm playing here, that my arm is straight, and so it's really not straining my fingers a whole lot to play. Now, I did warm up and whatnot, so it helps a lot. But if you have your hand cocked around more like this, that's not going to be good for you. So you need to really pay attention to your posture. You need to play a guitar that's also good for you. Now, different guitars or different strokes for different folks, okay? I still think there's a magic of going to a store and finding a guitar that you really like. You can look online and buy online, but until you really get the feel for it, it's hard to kind of know. If you are really struggling with guitars and your posture, like your playing posture, I would actually recommend trying a Strandberg. I always wanted to try one, but they have what's called the Endurneck, and it's got this really funky looking angle on it. And it's actually all for posture. The whole guitar is based on ergonomics. So keep your posture in mind when you're playing. Try not to be slouched over all the time because it's going to be hard on your back. And you know, one of the things I also recommend is try standing up. So get a strap for your guitar, like a good strap. Put that on your guitar. And try playing standing up some, because I find as you get older, you think you can hurt yourself. So posture, whether it's your back or just playing in general, just keep all that in mind, and it's going to help you out a lot in the long run. I promise. All right, up next is don't play and hide behind a whole bunch of gain and effects. You can be here all day like... You can be doing that all day, and it sounds awesome. I got the wah and the delay. You're just like a rock star, and all your friends are like, man, you're so cool, bro. You can play so well. But the problem is, once you start recording, you might find out that you don't sound very good once you turn those effects off. And I know I did this one myself a few times when I was younger too, where I didn't like playing with some other tone. I went back to the other one because I sounded better. Well, guess what? I didn't actually sound better. I was just kind of fooling myself by hiding behind the gain. So play with a little bit of a cleaner tone so that at least you can hear your mistakes as an example. And also, you can play with your neck pickup some. Now, you can actually add some gain and see how you can clean things up too. There's more than one way to skin this cat, all right? And, you know, play with your neck pickup a little bit and be like... See, we can hear a little mistake in there. I'll turn the delay off. My MIDI controller's over there. So we can hear all those notes really cleanly. And so when we come over to our bridge pickup again, it's generally going to help clean things up. So there's another tip for you. Stop hiding behind all the effects and all the gain and distortion and stuff, and try to clean things up, and try different tones and stuff too. These days you guys have amp sims and all this kind of stuff, so lower that gain some and try to play some different styles, and you're going to find out, hey, maybe you're not so clean, but trust me, it's going to help you a lot. And the last tip, it's not a very exciting tip. It's called playing with a metronome, okay? There's two things you can do here, and I do recommend doing both of these to play in time. Playing with a metronome is going to help you not only like learn to stay in time, but it's going to help you build up those things that are a little bit too tough for you. So you put your metronome on, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kind of slowly build up your speed to where you're actually playing at speed, and you're going to be great. Playing with backing tracks is also a great thing too, because A, they're in time, and B, it's musical. So it's not just a thing. You're going to be like... people want to hear phrasing, not exercises and stuff. I know it seems cool to guitar players, but to the listener, we kind of want something more, like we want some phrasing, we want solos. I mean, sweeps are super cool, so I do highly recommend playing with a metronome and playing with backing tracks when you're on your own. And also, if you can, do some recording as well. It's going to help you out a lot. So for one bonus tip for anybody out there, not just beginners, but anybody these days, is that guitar's not a competition, okay? I go on Instagram and YouTube every day, and there's people that are just absolutely mind-blowing good. And whether they're faking it or not, it can really affect the way people think about their own playing. They're like, oh man, I'll never be that good, blah, blah, blah. And some of them aren't that good, but some of them are really good. But it doesn't matter. Use it as an inspiration. You don't have to be the best at this. You just need to have fun. So don't get too caught up in the social media and seeing all these people thinking that it's a competition. Just because you're a great guitar player doesn't mean you're a great songwriter or anything else. There's so much to do in order to be a great musician, not just a guitar player. And so look at Instagram and stuff as inspiration, not as competition. And I think that'll help you guys an awful lot. So I don't know if these tips were all that super amazing or anything revolutionary. It's just something I felt like I should talk about today. So you know what to do. Click the subscribe button, smash the like button, click any of the video links below. Check out Hector Guzman's video, or Dreadful Goose, on holding a pick, because he explains things in a different light than I do, and I think he did an amazing job. Any of my video links, and make sure you're hitting that bell button too. You know what? I'm gonna give you guys a little slurp. Man, the coffee's getting cold. See you later.